stories today. We are going to turn the calendar on Friday of this week. You'll see this film, this video if you're up to where we are. Episode 25. Woo! Who knew? Anyway, so when we turn the calendar, we go into April. And they say April showers bring May flowers. So of course we have to get used to the shower idea. And that's just how it goes, okay? So, but to get ready, I brought an April Fool's joke. Are you ready? You ready, Mr. Cameraman Jared? Oh, he's very excited. Here we go. This will make me laugh right out loud. I'm laughing now. Why is everyone so tired on April 1st? Think through it. Because they just finished a 31-day march. I thought that was a hoot and a half. Who doesn't love April Fools? Well, you don't love it if, people are pinching you and all that stuff. But whatever, that's just silly. Well, yeah, so back to today. We have two fabulous stories, both having to do with the water. The first story is Down to the Sea with Mr. Magee and, of course, his dog Dee. And this time, they are out in their motorboat. The illustrations are also done by, the writing and also illustrations done by Chris Van Dusen. And this is a very fun, fantastical kind of story, right? It's just cool. It's great. And it's new. We just got it here in the library. Okay. And then I think I'm going to save the second one because I have something I made to go with the second one. So the second one is a secret and you can't know right now. Alrighty? But the second story is what our craft is based on. Alright. Here we go. Oh, we have this time it's our, let's pretend we're on our boat, right? Ooh, oh, did you see the loons? Beautiful. Alright, so we're on our boat and then we hear the buoys out there. Oh, yes, watch the rocks. Time for our first story. You can't see my surprise. It's sneaking out of the corner. Okay, it's all right. I've got it hidden by my scarf. Okay, Down to the Sea with Mr. Magee. Has kind of this cool 1950s feel. Mr. Magee and his little dog Dee love spending time in their boat on the sea. Hear the rhyme? So early one morning at 6:32, they made a decision. That is just what they do. Having their little breakfast. Look at the pretty view they have. And the sea is calling to them. Come, take your boat out. Here he goes, right? He's so happy going down the road. Right after breakfast, Magee packed a lunch, sandwiches, carrots, a thermos of punch, a big box of raisins, some sweet pickled beets, chocolate chip cookies, and crunchy dog treats. With plans for the day and enough lunch for 3, they hopped in the car and drove down to the sea. There it is. Oh, right here, this picture right here, it's got the lighthouse. This reminds me of our state, right? Maine's got lots of lighthouses. You'll see a better picture later. The pair left the dock at 7 o'clock and motored their way around Eagle Egg Rock. They passed by a lighthouse and by the old wreck with Magee at the wheel and Dee on the deck. See, beautiful artwork, but it's the wreck. Seagulls flying. Then suddenly spied off the bow to the east a big pod of whales. There were 50 at least. splashing about in the bright morning sun, feasting on shrimp and sardines by the ton. See them all over here? So we're being told there's like 50 of them all having their well, it's past brunch, it's brunch, right? Lunch or brunch, right? But one little whale who had eaten his fill, munching on minnows and plankton and krill, was bored with his breakfast, and since he was through, he swam off in search of something to do. See his shadow right here? Okay, now this is going to be misleading. Get ready. This is a shocker. Here's the bottom of Mr. Magee's boat, right? D, Mr. Magee. Okay, they've got their, there's a buoy, right? And they're motoring about. There's a lobster pot. And look how small the whale looks right here. It's not so small. Look at that. Can you see it? I mean, that is a whale. That is a whale of a tail right there. He's huge. Now, Dee and Magee, in their boat on the bay, didn't notice the whale that was heading their way. They were watching the other whales put on a show, and soon that young whale was directly below. Look how small the boat looks. Ooh, if I knew, I'd be like, yikes. From under the sea, the little whale spied Magee and Dee's boat, but not them. Inside, he longed for adventure. He wanted to play, so he bumped at the boat in the most friendly way. And then the whale placed his blowhole directly below, and ever so gently he started to blow. Now, what do you think is going to happen to Mr. Magee's boat with that blowhole right below? I know you know. Look what happens. It's this big burst of water pushing the boat up from underneath. Magee saw the bubbles. He felt the boat sway. Then up went the boat on a fountain of spray. Higher and higher the little boat flew, as harder and harder the little whale blew. Then the whale blew a blast as hard as he could, much harder, in fact, than a little whale should. And that final blast blew the boat up in the sky, first 30, then 40, then 50 feet high. Yikes! Get ready. Look what happens. It's not going to be good. The boat kept on rising, but it didn't stop there. Wind hit it hard and flew it through the air. Dee and Magee sailed over the sea when all of a sudden, before I turn the page, get ready. Oh, this is the big moment. Look at the seagulls. Oh no, like they're getting hit and bumped, and they're like, what's going on, right? Okay, get ready. You can almost tell what's going to happen over here in the corner. Wait for it. Oh no. They got stuck in a tree. So there they were, stranded, Magee and his pup, in the top of a spruce, 60-something feet up. Okay, so this island is not very big, right? It's a little rocky outcrop. And you have, you know, some evergreen trees. And then you have this giant spruce. And here's the whale doing the whole blowhole thing with water. Oh, wow. Now what? A predicament for sure. From their perch in the sky, the two watched in dismay as the whale far below swam swiftly away. Magee was downhearted. What could he do? They seemed hopelessly stuck, but little Dee knew. The secret to get the boat safely unpinned was to rock back and forth and wait for the wind. So they rocked and they rocked for an hour or so, but the boat didn't budge because the wind didn't blow. Then just when they thought they'd be stuck there all night, they spotted far off a spectacular sight. Now in this picture you really can't see what they're about to see because they're so far up that we can't see the same point of view. Okay, but oh, it's amazing. Okay, it's over here, right? You'll see. Away in the distance, across the blue bay, the whales, all 50, were heading their way. They swam through the water in one long straight row and gathered around the small island below. Okay, so what they've done, these are called their flukes, the top of their tails. And they've got their heads down and they're circling the island with their tails. Not their blowhole, which I would have thought, right? More water coming up, but they have another plan. Magee looked down at the circle of whales surrounding the island, and raising their tails, he felt a bit nervous, a little bit tense, when all of a sudden it made perfect sense. They're trying to save us, he shouted with glee. Hold on, Dee! Hold on as tight as can be! What do you think they're going to do with those big tails? Smack! Look at all that water. Think about how much water that is with 50 whales. Their tails slapped down with a thunderous crash, which in turn created a super high splash. That covered the island and raced up the tree and dislodged the boat and set them both free. Oh, Mr. Magee's going like, thanks, fellas. Dee was so happy she let out a yelp. Magee tipped his hat to the whales for their help. Thank you, my friends, for saving the day. Then they all waved goodbye and the whales swam away. On the way home, little Dee had a thought. What about all the food they had brought? In all the excitement, they ate not a bit. First, before we turn the page, I just think this is a beautiful picture, right? The sun setting, look at the colors on the water. Happy days again. So they saved it and had it for dinner that night. So they're safe and sound back in their own little house, having their lunch for their dinner because of the whales. Down to the sea with Mr. Magee and Dee. Perfect. Okay. Now, I have something. Oh, yes, I've hid it here with my scarf. I didn't want it to jump out. I had to channel my inner pirate. Yep. And to get myself ready, I have made myself a pirate hat. I may feel badly after this because my hair will be just a wreck, but we have to do it. It's just for story time, so we have to. Get ready. Ahoy, mateys! Ha 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 ha! So, no longer am I library clerk Kim, but I am a pirate. In fact, on the side, one of them, it says Pirate First Class. You like it? And how I found the directions were right on YouTube on how to make a pirate hat. All right. Okay, so my surprise book that I've had in the back, it's like a presto changeo, but you know what's funny? It got stuck, so it's not so funny. It's How I Became a Pirate by Melinda Long, and the illustrations, which are fabulous. Fabulous illustrations. David Shannon. So when we get to the point of showing you the pictures, as cameraman Jared does such a great job with that, I want you to look, because they, not to discredit at all Down to the Sea with Mr. Magee, those are great as well. But these are so almost like three-dimensional. Awesome. Okay? So, almost lost my pirate hat. Or How I Became a Pirate. Here we go. It's a very popular book here in the library. I'm going to do my best pirate talk. Pirates have green teeth, when they have any teeth at all. I know about pirates because one day, when I was at the beach building a sandcastle and minding my own business, a pirate ship sailed into view. I knew what it was because its flag had a skull and crossbones on it, and because I could hear the pirates singing, "Hey ho, blow the man down!" They were a little off key. So, right, look, first this is a crazy big sandcastle. He is quite a digger, this guy. That's a talent that the pirates are going to want. I tried to tell Dad, but he was busy setting up the beach umbrella. I tried to tell Mom, but she was busy slathering my baby sister with sunblock. So I went back to my sandcastle, but I kept an eye on the pirates. By then, they were rowing to shore. Get ready. This is what you look like, I guess, when you meet a pirate. When they landed, the head pirate climbed out of the boat and yelled, "Ahoy there, matey! Be this the Spanish Main?" "No," I said, "this is North Beach." "Shiver me timbers," the pirate says, "we must have taken a wrong turn at Bora Bora." Oh boy, look at that whole group. Remember he said about their teeth? Keep brushing your teeth. He walked around my sandcastle. He looked at the moat, and then yelled back to his crew, "He's a digger. He's a good one to boot. A good one to boot," the others agreed. "What be your name, matey?" the head pirate asked. "Jeremy Jacobs, sir," I told him. Okay, so look, see, all the pirates are like, "Whoa, that's it. Oh, he's putting his finger in the window." Anyway, all the pirates are like pretty impressed, as they should be, with sweet little Jeremy Jacobs' sandcastle. "Well, Jeremy Jacobs," he said, "you're looking at Braidbeard and his crew. We've been needing a digger like yourself. We've a chest of treasure to bury." "Aye, treasure!" Those are the other pirates. The others shouted, "You're coming with us," Braidbeard told me. I didn't think Mom and Dad would mind as long as I got back in time for soccer practice the next day. That's how I became a pirate. So, it's quite a motley crew. Yeah, that's, I guess, pirates. Well, I'm just going to keep my look going. But anyway, and here he is at the front of the boat, feeling really so excited and happy. The water's just absolutely beautiful. And off they go because they need him to dig some treasure. Oh, look at the treasure. Woohoo! He's got crowns and jewels. As soon as we were on board, Braidbeard showed me the chest of gold and the jewels. "Got to find a safe place for this here treasure. It's high time we were off," he announced. "We're off," they all shouted. And then we set sail. They're all pointing in different directions. Good thing they're not in charge. There was plenty to do on board. The pirates taught me to sing sea shanties, the louder the better, and to say real pirate stuff like "landlubber" and "scurvy dog." By dinner time, I could speak pirate perfectly. I also learned pirate manners. Braidbeard pounded his fist on the table and yelled, "Down the hatch, me laddies!" And remember, they always repeat him, "Down the hatch!" We all shouted. Braidbeard gulped his food and said, "Hand over the meat! The meat!" We all roared. Nobody told us to finish our spinach. There wasn't any. Or to chew up our carrots, because they're not allowed on board. We talked with our mouths full, and nobody said please or thank you. Oh yes, see, look, he's putting his hands right in his mouth to eat. Well, I guess that's pirates for you. Whatever. Oh boy, look at that. Okay, remember the soccer ball? He was getting back for practice, but somebody's come for a soccer ball. Or maybe for more. After dinner, I tried to teach the pirates to play soccer. Braidbeard kicked the ball and yelled, "Arr! Soccer! Arr! Soccer!" The crew yelled. Then everybody dove for the ball at once and rolled it right off the deck. "After it, me hearties!" Braidbeard commanded. "After it," we all whispered. We fought over who would go get the ball, but it didn't matter anyway because a shark came along and swallowed it in one gulp. So much for soccer. Now, this guy had the pirate eye patches on, and he was so surprised he took both patches off to see what's going on. Okay, it's time for bed, right? Okay. By now it was past my bedtime, but nobody tells pirates to go to bed. Excuse me, to take a bath or to brush their teeth. Maybe that's why their teeth are green. Pirates sleep with one eye open just in case, and they don't change into pajamas unless they want to. Pirates don't do anything they want to or don't want to, except for maybe swabbing the deck. I wanted to be a pirate forever. But then I found out what else they don't do. When I couldn't stay awake any longer, I asked Braidbeard to tuck me in and read me a story. "Tuck you in?" he bellowed. "Pirates don't tuck in." "No tucking!" the crew cried. And the only thing they had to read was a map. "Don't you have any books?" I asked. Braidbeard looked confused. "Books?" I didn't even bother to ask for a goodnight kiss. So they're all mushed together, sleeping. They're covered with the map, and there is a kitty right on board, right next to the little boy. But they are, oh, this is not a nice sleeping arrangement at all. It wasn't easy to fall asleep without a story, but I was finally dozing off when a storm broke. Thunder boomed and lightning flashed. I tried to hide under the covers as waves slammed up against the ship, but I kept falling out of my hammock. I couldn't find anyone in the cabin. They were all on deck. "Lower the sails!" Braidbeard shouted. "Batten the hatches!" Everybody ran around yelling and lowering and battering. Nobody had time to sit close and tell me it would be over soon. Nobody even noticed me. See, he's right there and he looks very afraid. I decided that I didn't want to be a pirate after all. Okay, now he's come aboard, right? He's gotten a little bravery. Just then, flash, crash, crack! Lightning hit the mast and split it right down the middle. "What do we do now?" yelled one of the pirates. "We'll have to turn back," called another. "But the treasure!" hollered Braidbeard. "Where will we bury the treasure?" I stepped forward. "Maybe I can help," I shouted over the wind. "I think I know a perfect place for a digging spot." Remember, he's a good digger, right? Okay. Okay, remember that cat? So, okay, there's the cat. Look, the little boy's feeling pretty good about himself. Here comes the treasure. Well, the treasure map happens to be in Jeremy's very own backyard. So Jeremy, right, here's Jeremy's house. Here's like the directions of everything, north, south, east, west. Here's the basketball hoop. And they're going to put the treasure right there by the tree where the dog's watching. When the storm was over, we rowed back to shore and buried the chest. We drew a map so that we could find the treasure again. But I don't think I need it. After that, the pirates repaired the ship and got ready to set sail. Before they left, Braidbeard handed me a flag and said, "You make a fine pirate, Jeremy Jacob. Guard that treasure well. We'll be back and get it soon enough. Soon enough, the crew repeated. And if you ever need us, Braidbeard added, just run the Jolly Roger up yonder pole. The flag. Up yonder pole, the others shouted, and maybe I will, but not today. So there, he's got the Jolly Roger flag all wrapped about him. He's got his pirate headpiece. And now they're going back out to do what pirates do, rob and plunder. Okay, so we're almost there, except Jeremy had to get ready and have his soccer practice. And that's our book, How I Became a Pirate. Maybe you want to make your own pirate hat. Come get the book. Come to get both books. Okay, so I'm going to switch. Pardon me. This pirate likes her hair nice. So we're going to switch over in just a minute to have a pirate-inspired craft. See you on the other deck. That means at the table, just to say. All right, mateys, rogue pirates that you are. We are back here at our craft table, and I'm hoping, the camera's seeing our pirate on his, let's call it his raft, because it looks more like it is a raft versus a boat. But here on his raft, he has his top secret treasure, and it says it right on it, top secret treasure. And then we've got our flag, our pirate flag. Here's his little pirate face, right? And his rope to be able to do whatever he has to do on the boat. All right, hoist the sails, I suppose. Oh, and he has his sword in case he has any bad trouble out at sea. So, how to do such a craft? I'll back him up for a minute. Yep, back you go. Back you go. So I went ahead and at my house, I did the raft for you. Here's the only trouble with these craft sticks, which they're beautiful. The color is great. But if you get them wet, like if you use a wet glue, your fingers are going to be the color of the raft. So I didn't want that to happen to you because it happened to me. And it was fine. They washed right off. But anyway, I made you the raft, and here's how you make the rest of this. So in your kit, you're going to have, I'll pick a teal colored one. You're going to have a flat stick. Well, maybe they'll fight me, but anyway. So to get the flagpole up, hopefully I didn't put it so tight, but if I did put it too tight, what I would suggest doing is either to squeeze it in between the two sticks, the craft sticks, or use a glue gun. Have mom and dad or somebody, big to help you to use a glue gun and really get that flagpole, aka craft stick, stuck down really well, okay? Then you will have some of this flag pattern ready for you to use. It's really duct tape, but don't tell anybody. And what you can do, it will just peel right off. And I made mine a triangle shape. I just wrapped it around my craft stick. I think I did it before I put it in, actually. And so it'll come right off. Well, it should. There we go. Yep, it'll come right off. You make whatever shape flag you want. Wrap it around. Then I trimmed it. You don't have to. You make it whatever you want. And if you have a permanent marker, you can draw the skull and crossbone. That's fun. I didn't do that. So that's that. Then you get to the pirate himself, or herself, I suppose. So it's one of these old-fashioned clothespins, and what I will have in your craft kit will be this little round oak tag, or thicker paper. It's not really oak tag, it's just thicker paper. And it's already cut for their face. So your job is to decorate the face. And mine, I have the eye patch, the pirate eye patch, and his bandana top, and his beard, and his mustache. And he's very grumpy. He has a sour, like, upside down face, angry. And then once my face is the way I want it, then you glue this on. And if you use a glue stick, you're really going to have to cover both the wooden clothespin as well as the piece of paper. And I would just let it lay down and leave it for who knows how long, but you got to check it. I'd give it a good couple hours so that it sticks. If you use a hot glue gun, then it should be pretty quick. Okay. All right. Now, I went ahead and used just regular markers, and I gave my pirate little ripped jeans and a top. And yeah, so that's him, and then he can set to the side. In your kit, you'll also have a piece of cut thicker paper, and all I did to make my treasure chest is I don't know what to call it. I was going to say mush, but I really did. I just kind of mushed the bottom, flattened the two sides, and then I colored it and put a piece of tape right there to close it up, or glue, whatever you want to use. And then it comes time to assemble everything. So you've got your raft, you've got your treasure, you'll have some rope to put on board, you've got your flag all done, and now it comes time to put it onto the raft. Again, a hot glue gun will be instant and really, you'll have a fun play toy all of a sudden. Get help with that, of course. If you want to do it yourself, then a liquid glue can work. It's just going to take time, as I said, or any other really strong glue that if you have crafting stuff at home. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we're a wrap. I had a super fun time with this craft, and yeah, so off we go to April showers, bringing us May flowers. And yeah, last thing, brush your teeth so you don't have pirate teeth. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye.